Hi guys, how are you today? Are you ready for some new stories? Today I have two. They are both about strong women who managed to be happy about being cheated on. Please listen to the end to hear my thoughts. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy! I met Ray back when I was 18 years old. He was in a band that I absolutely loved, grew up with. I had even had a crush on him for so long before we met. You can imagine how excited I was to be able to work with him. I had a small part in working on one of his music videos way back when, interning at the production firm that he had hired with his band. We soon started dating after that, pretty inseparable. I would always hang out with them at the studio and spend time with Ray at his place or mine, just walking around stoned, happy, and in love. He basically coached me through both my undergraduate and MFA. 3 years ago, I moved in with Ray, and that has been the same situation since. I have recently been freelance writing for a couple news publications overseas, working on selling some screenplays to some studios, and it has been such a strain on me lately. But Ray had been being so good to me lately. A total sweetheart. Ray is constantly on tour and working with friends or partners in California. We live in the Northeast. I'm used to him not being home or not having a necessarily consistent schedule. I don't really either. I'm sometimes in California myself with some production work I do with my old cinematographer partner. The arrangement was always nice, and it felt really good to be with someone who understood how hard it is to manage a life on a creative schedule. Honestly, I figured once Ray got back from his business trip, he was going to propose to me. I know it's stupid to just assume that, but after how well things had been going with us, I was really just getting this overwhelming feeling of love and hope that I was just so excited about. However, the other day, week ago at this point, I was browsing Ray's Instagram looking for a specific picture, and I noticed the tagged pictures tab on the top of the page. I'm kind of illiterate at social media stuff. At this point, Ray was in California overseeing some stuff with his new merch or whatever. I felt myself missing him a lot, so I thought seeing some funny, candid pictures of him would cheer me up and remind me of how cute he is. So I click on the tab and scroll down a little bit. I see a picture of this cute blonde woman, Katie, kissing his cheek. I didn't think anything of it at first. He's a relatively popular musician. Not like getting on any charts anywhere, but a lot of people in a specific scene at least know of him. So I thought it was just another fan. But when I scroll down more, I see more and more pictures of this woman and him. I click on the picture for who she's tagged as. I click her profile. I'm blocked? Immediately, I got a bad gut feeling. I ended up logging out of my account and into my company's. I know, scummy, but now it seems worth it. I click on her profile and I almost throw up. Basically, besides a couple pictures of food, scenery, or shopping haul shots, it's just all pics of either her and Ray or just Ray. I do some more digging and I see that her and Ray are ducking engaged. People are congratulating them. There's a pic of her holding up a hand with a ring up, and you can see Ray in the background smiling. I want to ducking die right now. It has been 3 days since Ray has gotten back from the trip, and I don't even know what to say. He knows that I'm upset about something, I think. He wanted to have S when he finally got home. We always have a really fun romp once he comes back. But the thought of it made me ducking sick. I don't know how to talk to him about this. I know I'm just postponing something by doing this, but I honestly have no ducking clue how to approach my future. I honestly still love him so much, and the thought of being without him right now makes my head want to explode. I don't even care that he was with someone else if he would just stop doing it and apologize. I understand that humans are not inherently monogamous, and hell, I've thought about other people and even kissed someone one time during a LSD trip a couple years ago. I never told him about that either. But this seems really unacceptable, and I feel really disrespected. How could he just have this entire secret life and just hide it for so many years? As far back in her timeline I scrolled, 5 years, they had clearly been dating. I wonder if they've been together the entire time me and Ray were together. I know this is so long and rambly, but I just need help deciding where I go from here. We live together, and I don't really have housing in the area right now that would be easy for me to just go, you know? Should I just pretend I don't know anything until I can find another place and then just unload then? Should I try to talk to him now and see what's going on? I don't even care that he was with someone else if he would just stop doing it and apologize? Sorry, what? This guy is living a second life behind OP's back, and she says that she just wants him to stop doing it and apologize. Also, don't you find it strange that the other girl blocked OP on her Instagram? I don't know what OP is waiting for. There are two options: kick him out or pack your bags yourself. He didn't just cheat on OP with some random chick. He met someone, started a relationship with them for years, and got engaged. OP is the side chick. He isn't the love of OP's life. He's an idiot. In my opinion, OP should have some self-respect. Listen to the update, guys. I realize now I was completely manipulated by Ray for many years. I thought our relationship was common for two creative professionals. It wasn't. After I made that post, Ray was needed out in California again. It was the perfect opportunity for me to pack up all my crap and leave. Once I collected my thoughts, I reached out to my longtime friend John, actually my age, now 30, who lived in Portland at the time. He flew out to the East Coast city I used to live in with fancy maple syrup, whiskey, and my favorite coffee. I'll always remember this little detail. John helped me pack up everything, arranged transportation for me to fly back with him and my cat to live in Oregon with him, and brought me to the coast to bury a bunch of memories. Photos, film reels, memory cards, etc. It was extremely cathartic. I was sober, feeling every bit of pain in that moment, but realizing it needed to happen. Once in Portland, Ray obviously came back to our former apartment and realized I was gone. Per John's idea, the only thing I left on the kitchen counter was my set of keys and a printed out picture of Kat with the engagement ring. I had blocked his number, but Ray continuously tried to contact me, first in fake consideration of my safety, then getting progressively angrier with me. He did not apologize a single time. He just got more threatening and said he was going to hire a private investigator to find me. John ended up hiring a lawyer for me to walk me through my legal options and spoke to the police about a restraining order, which we did file. It appears the order worked, considering Ray has not reached out to me since he was notified. I know some of you probably wanted me to tell Kat. I'll be honest, I never did. I'm sure she eventually found out, or maybe she didn't. I have no idea what happened with them, and I have no urge to. You were all correct. I had known some of his friends, but only professionally from working with them. He rarely took me out to social events. I did know his family, though. They were always pleasantly nice to me, but they lived so far away geographically that I only saw them for very special occasions. I don't know if they knew, but I didn't want to hurt myself thinking about the disrespect and secrecy of everyone. I was lied to not only by Ray, but by a group of people who I thought respected me. I found a therapist who helped me process a great deal of these emotions, but I am certainly not completely healed. I finally feel able to talk about this with you all 1.5 years later. It simultaneously feels like it just happened yesterday and 1,000,000 years ago. Some of it feels like an extended nightmare. All I know is that I'm awake now. Unfortunately, I did end up getting tested and diagnosed with HPV, which has since been treated, but I definitely got it from Ray. I was arrested that night for disorderly conduct as well because I got belligerently drunk in anger. I was sentenced to anger management classes and AA meetings. I was certainly not a full-blown alcoholic, but I realized I was numbing my pain with what I thought was recreational drinking. I have been sober for a year now. Just got my year chip last week. Overall, this is a happy ending for me, I promise. I started dating John at the beginning of this year. I now understand what being in an actual loving relationship feels like. John is completely honest with me about everything, even the smallest things. He respects me and understands my past. I can't begin to verbalize how thankful I am for him and how much I appreciate him being in my life. He is my rock and was there for me since my healing process began. For the record, I'm the one who initiated the romantic contact. We slept in separate rooms, had sex with other people, gave each other romantic advice. But at the beginning of the year, we were both single at the same time. He was making breakfast in the kitchen before I went off to teach. In that moment, I just realized he was always my what-if guy, since knowing him in college. I wanted him, and I truly loved him. I asked him if I could kiss him, just overcome with emotion and a lost filter. He thought I was joking at first and barely looked away from his eggs. But then he was like, "Wait, really?" I said yes, and gave him a huge hug. Then he kissed me. I felt this warmth I never experienced with Ray, even at our best. It felt like something finally clicked. Since then, John and I have been so happy, and now I know what it's like to be with your best friend, especially someone who knows you as well as he knows me. I couldn't be happier, and for the first time, I feel valuable. I went back to school part-time to learn some coding and stuck with it. Now my current job is paying me to continue my schooling, and I've been doing some web design work for them as well. My boss is the most amazing woman I've ever met and totally supportive. Guys, I feel whole. I really do. But even more importantly, I feel ready to deal with anything in my future, good or bad. I've grown up in a big way, and I feel like I'm not afraid of entering my 30s. I still have a way to go dealing with an eating disorder, but I've even gained some weight. I'm proud of myself, and I'm so thankful to everyone who has helped me at all. I'm not alone anymore. I love happy endings so much. Well done for OP, not giving up and finding strength in herself. She should be proud. My husband and I have been together almost 8 years, married for 2.5 of those. Last May, 2019, we separated seemingly overnight. He left me and our toddler and moved back to his hometown. There was never a solid reason given, just that he felt we should have never gotten married. In July, he changed his tune and wanted to be a family again. He was still at his job in his hometown, so I decided I would ride out to my job in a different city for a couple of months to build my resume and then start looking for other jobs in his hometown. After 6 months of a brutal commute, taking care of our child during the week by myself and driving to his hometown every weekend, interviewing, basically bending over backwards, I finally landed a great job in December. A week before I was to move into the new house we were buying together and start my new job, I found out he had been having an affair. He begged and pleaded for me to stay with him, said he'd break off all contact, and I foolishly agreed to give him another chance. 2 days later, while I was back in the different city and completing my last week of work at my old job, he unblocked her on everything and liked her pictures on Instagram. I was devastated. On top of that show, he kicked me out of the house we were supposed to move in together, and I had to find a new place to live 2 days before starting my new position. We have lived separately ever since. He has said and done so many hateful things in this time period, and said so many times that he wants a divorce that I've lost count. Up until a month ago, he was still maintaining contact with her. I saw her car at his house, took pictures for the lawyers, etc., and he admitted he had been talking with her still. I stopped doing the pick me dance about a month ago and stopped reaching out to him besides contact about our child. Now, he has suddenly changed his tune and is desperate to get me back and will do anything. He has unfollowed her on everything, unliked all her pictures, tells me not to give up on our family. I've moved on. I am not interested in pursuing another relationship with him. He's hurt me deeply, and I feel like I've been ducked over by him so many times that I've lost count. How can I tell him there isn't a chance without sounding like a completely heartless person? I still want to be able to maintain a strong co-parenting relationship with him, so I am friendly to him. But he seems to take that as I want him back. I have relayed to him my feelings, but they fall on deaf ears. He says he will never stop trying to get our family back together and does not want a divorce. I do. Does anyone have advice? Edited to add, just to show the kind of person he is. When I asked him about the reason for his sudden change of heart, he said it was because I seemed stronger. Ah, the irony. Honestly, a big thank you to the prick for yanking the rug out from under my feet, not once, but twice, because I truly have realized how much better I can do and how I don't need anyone but myself to have a happy life. Second edit. I only hope that anyone who is in a similar situation realizes that you can and you do move on. And I promise that you will feel like a 10,000-pound weight has been lifted off your back. Third edit. He is being served papers in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Guarantee the "I've changed" mask slips off. I hope I'm wrong, but I've learned all too well that my gut feelings are usually spot on. Hopefully I'll be back with an update in a few months with the good news that the split is official. It's obvious why OP wants a divorce. There's a saying, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." OP needs to get a lawyer and get divorced as soon as possible. Maybe when he gets the papers to sign, he will understand that they are done. That's not heartless. That's taking care of herself and her child. Update. Well, turns out my gut instincts were right. The entire time he was begging for another chance and promising this time would be different. He was still sleeping with the affair partner and telling her he loved her and would do anything to make it work with her. It didn't even hurt me to find it out. I was that unsurprised. It just helped me to stop feeling guilty. I divorced his butt. I thank the universe every day that he is no longer connected to me in a romantic way. It feels like an enormous weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Shortly after my original post, I met someone by chance at a wedding and fell in love. This person is everything my ex-husband was not. The kindness, compassion, and respect they show, not just me, but to my daughter as well, is like something from a dream. I never knew love could be so easy. To anyone in a loveless marriage reading this, leave. Do the hard thing, especially if they have a pattern of leaving, returning, cheating, etc. Lord knows I was terrified to cut the cord. At one point in time, I was actually starting to feel bad for the guy because he was begging me every single day for another chance. He tried to convince me that getting a divorce would ruin my future, our daughter's future, that she would come from a broken family. But it was the exact opposite. It was broken already, and I fixed it. Once I made up my mind that divorce was the best option, I absolutely thrived. I learned independence. I found how to be happy on my own. I found happiness in a partner. Life has never been so sweet. The bad crap makes the good crap so much better. Guys, I hope this story will help someone who is in an abusive relationship, who is suffering after being cheated on, or is just unhappy in the relationship. There is always hope, and it's always better to try than regret for not trying. That's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you tomorrow.